Hi, my name is Randy Canova, and I've been a proud educator for over 12 years. I am honored to be piloting this new unique course pairing of AP World History and AVID 9. Here at South Meck, World History is a freshman course, and instead of having freshmen take it as a normal class and then retake the AP version for college credit in a later year, we allow them to take the AP course as a freshman. This is an awesome opportunity for them, albeit challenging, but together we can do it. So let's just meet the team. A little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is Randy Canova, and I've been a proud educator for over 12 years. I've taught history courses at almost all secondary levels, and I spent my first 10 years teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th grade social studies at Randolph Middle School, and then I made the transition to Sabre Nation in 2012. I absolutely love my profession and everything that I do. My true passion is really my family. I met my husband on a blind date in 2011, and although we were both born and raised in Connecticut, we moved to Charlotte in 2012. Our entire life revolves around our two little boys. Joseph is 5 and just started kindergarten at Beverly Woods, and Henry is 2, and like I said, they are our entire world. They are so much fun. My educational philosophy is that I truly believe that every student has the ability to learn and can find that learning is fun. Learning is a lot of work, but when we are a collaborative team in an environment that is open and honest, it becomes less like work and more of a second nature. My classes focus on learning skills that will help students to be successful for the rest of their lives. They are just embedded within historical content, which is why I was so thrilled when they asked me to pilot this new course pairing of AP World History and AVID. And our classroom is just that. It is ours because we are a family. We struggle together and celebrate our triumphs and those of our classmates. So AP World History. This is a college level course. We focus on critical thinking as well as historical thinking, and it is extremely writing intensive. The AP World History exam is May 15th of 2024 at 8 a.m.
I'm Ben Freeman from FreemanPD.com, and if you're watching this video, you're going to be taking AP World History Modern this year. Now, I'm assuming this is your first AP course. Why? Because except in a few rare cases, this is often the first AP course available. So, I made these 5 starter videos to prep you for stuff you should know before you walk into the classroom on the first day. Now, I base these on 18 years of teaching and providing AP World content to people like you all around the world. And these 5 topics are focused both on things that come up throughout the school year or the kind of stuff your teacher's going to be covering on the first day. But if you know these 5 things on day 1, you'll be able to tackle one of the toughest AP courses in existence. Today, let's be super basic and find out what the hell AP World Modern even means. AP World Modern is a monster of a course. It runs from 1200 CE to present day, but that really ends around 2001. Now, it's important that you know your enemy so that you know how to succeed in defeating this monster of an exam that you'll be taking in May of next year. AP World breaks down into 9 units. Here's a quick overview. Unit 1 is the Global Tapestry. This is an introductory unit whose whole purpose is to introduce you to the different regions of Earth around the year 1200. Unit 2, the Networks of Exchange. Now, this takes all of the info you learned in Unit 1 and begins to interconnect those regions via things like trade routes or technology or Mongols. Now, those first 2 units, the Global Tapestry and the Networks of Exchange, exist in their own period. Periodization is a big deal in AP World Modern. It just means a chunk of time. So the chunk of time for Units 1 and 2 is the years 1200 to 1450. Now, for like 99% of you out there, your teacher's going to start off with these first 2 units. So maybe get a little familiar with them by going over to FreemanPD.com and reviewing those pages just to kind of see what's going on and what they're going to be teaching at you for the first couple weeks. Alright, the first period or chunk of time is done. The next 2 units cover the next period of time, the early modern period. This period is going to run from 1450 to 1750. And Units 3 and 4, the next 2 units, split nicely between Unit 3's land-based empires and Unit 4's maritime-based empires. The land-based empires are things like the Ottomans and the Mughals, and the maritime empires are things like the Spanish and the Dutch empires. The next period is the modern period, 1750 to 1900, and it's the focus of the next two units. This period is often called the modern period, but you could just as easily call it the revolutions period. Unit 5 is all about revolutions. Political revolutions like the United States and Haiti, and economic revolutions like the Industrial Revolution. Unit 6, the other unit in this period, is all about the effects of the Industrial Revolution, which is the official name, but it's actually just code for imperialism. This is where the West becomes so industrially powerful, they go out and take over a huge chunk of the planet. Now, the final three units are all in the last period, the contemporary period that runs 1900 to present. These are units you may be a bit more familiar with. Unit 7 is global conflicts. That means world wars, depressions, dictators. Unit 8 is pretty much what it says it is, Cold War and decolonization. So the New World Order after World War II between the United States and the Soviet Union, plus the removal of imperial powers from the colonies in Africa and Asia. Finally, Unit 9 is globalization. This one is a bit all over the place, but mainly focuses on how the world you live in today came into its current form. So that's what your teacher's going to be teaching you this year, those 9 units. And don't research all 9 of these things in the coming weeks. Your teacher has you covered this year, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to familiarize yourselves with the early units. Those are the 2 units you're up against first, and they both run in that first period, 1200 to 1450, and cover a lot of the same content. Wait, was that too much for you to actually pay attention to during the summer? Don't worry, I got you. AP World Modern is a super tough course that runs from 1200 to present. This course is way more rigorous than most world history courses, so start preparing now. There are 9 units throughout the year, but for now, focus on the first 2, the global tapestry and the networks of exchange. Great, you know what AP World Modern is, but why should you even take?
So I'm not going to bore you by clicking this info button, which is the full College Board course syllabus. You have access to that through your student's Canvas page, or you can ask them where that is. So one of the biggest questions I've gotten so far is, what is AVID 9? What is AVID? Well, AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination, and this is an academic elective course that prepares students for college and career readiness. We have a focus on the whole student here. We cover note-taking, close reading, organization, goal setting, and study skills, just to name a few. This video is from the AVID framework, and we'll give you a little bit more of an idea of what AVID is.
We energize. We see potential.
We inspire students and families.
And each other. We look up and lift.
We move. We are noisy and vibrant. We let our students do the talking.
And accept differing beliefs.
We care. We build friendships, study groups, support networks, and strong relationships.
We honor diversity. We expect greatness.
Celebrate each other's achievement. Help one another. Close opportunity gaps.
We learn.
We ask why and question sources. Take notes.
Then take more notes.
Highlight and summarize our notes.
Learn to write and write to learn.
Collaborate and build on each other's ideas.
We explore in science and computer labs.
In the world outside the classroom.
We solve problems we know.
We can do anything we set our minds to.
We persist.
We're not afraid of failure. We learn from it.
We can achieve and can show you proof.
We build leaders, confident
change agents.
We build futures.
We are AVID.
You are AVID.
This is AVID.
So, what are the course expectations for a freshman in a college level course? Go ahead and hit pause at this time to read through what the course expectations are. Grading policy. So the CMS grading policy breaks our assignments down into 3 categories of prepare, rehearse, and perform. Grades are quarterly based, reset each quarter. Students in AP World must take a midterm but are excused from the final if they take the AP exam, which they are required to do. Midterm is in January and the AP exam is in May. AVID students are also required to take a midterm in January, and they will be required to take a final in June. Now, CMS has changed that policy up just a little bit this year, and if a student has an A average and less than 3 absences in a course, they are able to forego the final, which is awesome. You have access to this grading policy and more information about the assignments that go into each category by clicking on the syllabus in your student's Canvas course. Tutoring, because we could all use a little bit of help. So I offer tutoring by appointment only, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 2:15 to 2:45, only because I have to go pick my son up from elementary school. I also have been considering doing virtual office hours upon request, and that really just depends on what the students might need. Now, we do have tutoring built into AVID through the AVID tutorial process, and that is a collaborative environment in which students use the inquiry process and Socratic dialogue to address points of confusion from their content classes in order to come to a more complete understanding of what they are learning. And we will conduct AVID tutorials on a semi-weekly basis using tutors from Mrs. McKinnon's Honors Leadership and Learning course. And that is made up of entirely upperclassmen. Technology. So this is a big point of contention for a lot of people. So technology is not just cell phones and Chromebooks. However, we are just going to focus on the cell phones. CMS policy states, as well as the South Met policy, that students are not allowed to be on their cell phones during instruction. And the school policy is that your cell phone should be off and put away at all times. And then I am going to add an incentive to this. Students will turn their cell phones into the pocket at the front of the classroom. This means that they will be able to see their cell phones at all times and make sure that it is safe. So I will be keeping track of students who turn their cell phones in. In a quarter, students who turn their phones in for 30 or more days can add 20 points to their lowest perform grade. This is awesome considering that the highest grade that you can get on a perform grade that you have retaken is an 80%. For 20 days, they can add 20 points to a rehearse grade, and then these numbers will reset each quarter. So hopefully this incentivizes them staying off of their cell phones a little bit more in a world where we are so used to using our cell phones. Chromebooks are CMS issues, and students are required to use their CMS-issued devices while in school. This ensures that teachers are able to monitor the proper usage of the devices, especially during exams and classwork. So students should treat their Chromebook properly and maintain good ownership, charge their device every night or bring a charger to school when needed, and use the Chromebook for its intended use. It's pretty straightforward. And I'm just going to leave you with this quote by Abdul Kalam. Confidence in hard work is the best medicine to kill the disease called failure. It will make you a successful person. Again, my name is Randy Canova, and I am so thrilled to be able to work with all of your students this school year. And together, I know that we are going to tackle this beast of a course.